All right, guys, what's up? Good morning, good morning. So, for those of you tuning in on YouTube, what's up? For those of you tuning in the Discord, good morning, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? So, there's two stocks that I'm watching at today. There's two stocks. Watching at VSTE and CXAI. Those are the top two for me today. In fact, we can put MDIA just in case it gets over $1 on this list as well. For those of you in the Discord, you might hear some background chatter. So I do ask you guys to bear with me here today. But yeah, let's get that watch list out. Just two stocks primarily. And we'll see how the third string stock does if it does get over $1. We'd recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128 kilobits per second. I'm not even sure if that's the right thing, but yeah. Getting a recommendation from YouTube. The audio is usually pretty low. That's probably why. But anyhow, let me turn on the screen recording and let's quickly look at the high and low here in pre-market of these two stocks. So my screen recording is looking good. So VSTE, I'll start with this one here. High point is at 1310. The lows of the pullback has been, I'm going to look at the recent lows here. 1066 around the VWAP level. So this should be interesting. That doesn't look bad. 200 EMA on the daily chart is at 930. We are above that level. But looking back where we had this gap down around December 19th, $14. I'm going to map that out as a potential target here. 14 bucks. Is it possible for us to get up there? And if we do, and if it happens to be strong, I think 17.95 can be a good place to watch. This one could be good. Hopefully it's strong. You know, Thursday of last week we had, I think, AVTX, which I do want to save on this my recent in case it does give a bounce. Sold off, but you know, some hot momentum, right? So we'll see if BSTE can get up to 14 and then perhaps to 17.95. That's the first string stocks. Oh, let's say second string stock. CXAI seems to have more volume right now. And we have a high point of 430. So not bad at all. Our last pullback has been around 388. So that's not too bad. We'll see if it does hold up these levels here right now. Let's see on the daily chart. How are we doing? Okay, this is good. So we broke out of a significant range. The 200 EMA needs to be removed and adjusted. This one also gapped down back in like September of last year. So looking back at those levels, I think 560 could be a good target. I think 560 can be a good target on this one. And then perhaps, let's see, $8, 560, then 8 seemed reasonable. We'll see how it does. Doesn't look too bad. So MDIA rather. There's a 2-minute warning. MDIA. We'll see how that one does. It's a little cheaper. For me, I'd want to see it getting over $1. And the break of 1 perhaps can be, you know, pretty good for some entries. But yeah, these are the levels that I'm going to be looking at for our CXAI. So let me just get rid of some of these previous trend lines as they're not going to be as relevant. Just clean things up a little bit. All right. But yeah, we'll see how this does. This is a stock we've traded many a times before. Last year, April, it got all the way to $21, pulled back, made a move up to 17, and then pulled back, in May, made another move up to like 15. So this one we have good history with. We'll see what it does today. Hopefully we can see something smooth. I'll watch this one into the open. I'll have VSTE on watch as well. Small share size for me to start a day as usual. The old plan is today's plan, right? Coming in, starting off a little slower. And then if we can get something to identify itself as a strong stock, at that point I look to increase share size and be a little bit more aggressive. So will we see an opening surge? Maybe not. We're selling off right now. So I'll be patient and just wait to see what we get. Not looking to rush it. I'm going to let the trades come to me. All right. And we'll talk about the disclaimer here a few minutes after the open once things do slow down a little bit. All right. But just keep in mind though that day trading is risky. All right, guys. Day trading is risky business. So take it slow out there and approach the market in a responsible way, right? We're all in a different place with our experience and in our journeys. All right, so keep that in mind. And let's have some fun here. A couple seconds to the open. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And this is quite the dip, so will we get a move up here? There's 380. Let's see how this does. It's pretty bad fill right there. Tried to buy 75, minute 81. But it's gonna bounce up a little bit. Should have been a winning trade. VSTE might be interesting here too. There seems like there's a hidden seller at 42 for VSTE. I'm interested over that level. There's definitely a hidden seller there. It's spready, so I'm going to use smaller size. There's a bid. 33 fill. I'll add if it's good. If not, I want to be back out. I'll be back out. And my order's just sitting there. Oh my gosh. It's going up, but what's going on? Can I not sell? Try again. Okay, I'm gonna be able to get out this time. That's gonna work out in my favor. I'll watch over over 12. Hold up, hold up. Let me get it on screen. CXAI is doing well, but I think this other one here might be a little bit better for me. But it has hidden sellers though, we should have ripped over 12 already. It's not good. There's a 10,000 share bid, we get to 96, it's back down. Yeah. There's too much resistance here. So I'm gonna size back down and perhaps look at a dip trade down here. Oh, well, not good. Straight into a halt down at 1036. Now we're going to take at least a 40-cent loss there. Well, that's what you call a washout. The other one is washing out too. Would I have loved to avoid that, but sometimes you'll get caught. So both of our leading stocks are in the depths. Not good. Yeah, not great that both of these stocks are selling off. So we're down about 650 here to start. A scratch trade, but somewhat avoidable if we avoid that bigger dip there. It did look good. The only thing that I had telling me to probably not go in was the spread. It was 11 by, and the other one is bouncing up. It was 11 by 1120, which was kind of big. So yeah, CXAI, nice red to green here. I'm not in, but interesting move. pull it up here in a sec. I do like the resumption on this other one here for the dip again. I would hope we should see a bounce. CXAI. I'm gonna try. Oh, why did I think that that went lower? I'm gonna try for low 90s here, but bit of a misread. Okay, okay. It's holding above 20, but having trouble over 30. Okay, there it is. 37, 44. See, that's just not good business there. That's a good dip. We're taking, I'm going to size down some more. We're taking a lot of losses here to start. The resumption on the other stock is at 37.37. That's from 45 down to 403 is like just too much of a pullback. But the 5 minute chart does look decent though. So on that side, you know, it could be an extended dip, but not for the 1 minute pullback. Not bad. But definitely getting caught high. So some chop to start the day here to wake us up from this long weekend. It might try for the new high, but we'll see. I got to be careful for the 1 minute pullback again in case it's an overextended dip, but I'll try. I will try. There's a lot of churn. Trying 15, and can we see 30 out of this? If the stock is strong, I still feel pretty good about this day, but you know, it's a matter of being patient. It's definitely fluctuating quite a bit. Remain calm and look for the great opportunities. I have size down. I'm gonna keep the small size for now. I'm gonna size up in due time. I'm gonna miss the resumption there, by the way. Here it is. Do we want below 410 again? There's a lot of selling here. Can we see sub 4 perhaps? But I wouldn't want to, at least not a big drop. That wouldn't be great. All right. It's a good bounce. Could have held that, but you know, looking to take the couple cents. Yeah, VSTE is going to give a good bounce. It's trying here. It's holding for now. But are we going to be able to get through 50 without breaking below 40 here? Having some trouble here at 60. But I'm going to keep trying because we should go. I'd expect shorts to be covering over these highs. I'm going to try again. Can we see 70, 75? KB, KB, KB. All tight stop. Not quite. Well, we've made back that $300 loss at least. Oh, it's going to need some more. Perhaps 30. It must not fail here. It cannot afford to go down too low. So we held, what, 35? High fill for 40. Got 43 almost. Okay. Bit of spready there, but all right. I want to see back over 50. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right. I'm going to size up. I'm going to size up time. Time to bring out the big boy size. 43 right there. Let's see if it retests the lows here. 35 perhaps. 38, 37, 34, 31, 30. I should have held that. I did get a higher fill than I wanted though. 34 versus 31 entry I was looking at. I could have held that here. That would have been good. Yep. It's this volatility. Like, I'm thinking of buying here. The price is already up 5 cents. It does make me a little bit more uncomfortable than I would be otherwise. For those of you in the Discord, it's like spring break over here, so you'll hear some background chatter. So I'll try to mute the mic so it's not too bad. The YouTube audience shouldn't hear it because of the muffle. That's in the settings. But yeah, so far so good. CXAI 430 for the lows. Let's see what it does back over 50, and then the highs at 66. There's a lot of red here. It's just so much indecision down there, man. Oh my gosh. I'd love to be in this holding. So much indecision down there on the tape. There's some good green and there's a lot of red, and it's like, what are we doing here? Seems like there was a resumption on the other one. I want to see over 50 here. Over 50 without a nosedive. Be careful of the false breakout. What's that? Are we holding? 40? It better hold here. Alright, I'll try again. 40. 38. I'm gonna watch for the breakdown and reclaim if that happens. I want to be in. There's 35. 35 holding for now. Oh, that's such a high fill. Gosh. Come on. Is it gonna go all the way? That was close. This is so miserable, man. This is unbelievable. It's like I feel like it should already be super green. It held. It held right there. I wasn't confident enough to take that, but it did help. Not bad. 30 to 40, 35, 40, 42. Waiting patiently. VSTE sold off, by the way. What I really want to see is a breakdown and reclaim, but I don't know if we'll get that. We'll see. If it breaks down, we got to be careful of it failing miserably. Right now, I'm being a little bit more patient as we're in between. We're not quite at the lows. We're not quite at the highs. Kind of just waiting a little more here. See how we do. So how well are we going to do over 50 here, for example? Can we see 55, 56? There's 54. It's trying, but then there's a lot of red. It's going to be a small losing trade. So there's a lot of selling coming in there. Short sellers might be here. I mean, they're more than likely already here. Probably shorting against the highs. Which means if it does go, we could get a nice move, but Right now, we're deadlocked in this consolidation. So there's 55 this time. This might be it. Yo, these fills are killing me. What are you? Come on, man. You buy 52, you're in 57. Rejection there. Try mid 50s for a retest. Can we see it? They need they need to cover, man. They're not covering over this high. Is the fifth time gonna be the charm? Come on. It needs to go now. If not, I'm just gonna go short. I'm out a little early. It needs to fly 80, 85. Right up. Yeah, I'm not gonna make money here. That's what it's looking like. So I gotta be careful and not push too aggressively. The writing is on the wall for me here. The fills are somewhat sluggish. We do have a big bid. Like, can we get to 95? There's a 60,000 share buyer. It's gonna get filled. It just seems too congested, man. Like it's moving, but it's like such a grind. There's 46,000 shares remaining at 79 of that buyer. Let's see what it does. It looks like it'll come down a bit. Oh, no, holding. There's 88. The high's at 94. I do think I should have been up like 1,000 from what I've been seeing, but the fills and kind of like missing some areas. Did that just teleport down? Jeez. I'll take the couple cents. There's 41,000 shares remaining. watching in case it breaks down and reclaims as well here. But let's see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. So far, it's a high consolidation, low of 79. But will we get over 90? Here's some more volume, but not much. I try again. 85 on the bid. See, that's not convincing. 93 to 85. That's not what I want to see. I want to see it come lower, to be honest. If it comes down some more and then bounces up. But there's 90. No good. And I'm not sure how it fills again. The fills are like sluggish. Okay, 95, 97. Oh, I got caught there. I'll take this dip. Can we get that bounce? Can we see 60? That's messy though. I took a loss. Took a loss there. That we're supposed to get this move going up. It's going down instead. It's the equal and opposite reaction. It's like it's just littered with sellers, man. The low is 42. This I mean I already knew I wasn't gonna do anything here, so this $500 for the for the risk I'm taking on, taking 6,000 shares in some areas, is not even a scratch trade. We didn't make anything here, so at least we're flat on the day. We're like down $100 versus the other stock. It looked like Spartan is back. And he looks like he got a better fill than I did. I'm in at 46 out of 57. See right here, it seems like it's still looking good on the 5 minute, but with that type of drop and rejection of the highs, it's like this could be the beginning of backside, is my guess. Like, unless over the next 2 minutes we get back to like 75, maybe could be the beginning of backside. Because we should have ripped up to like 550. Instead we're 450. I could not get a grip on it. And on top of that, there were areas where it's like I'm looking for it to, like, just make that lower move, and it comes so close to like triggering my entry, and then it just goes like 3 times, which would have been great trades. Some trades I did sell too soon, missing out like an extra 10 cents, but couldn't get a good grip here. Just disappointing too to have the loss on the other one, because it was pretty avoidable, but I still went for the trade anyways. Sometimes it happens. So right now it's on to the next stock. Unless this one curls back up to like 70, I'm not interested. So I'll be looking to see if something else moves over the next 2 hours. Last week I've been leaving out early. This week we're gonna change that trend. We're gonna look to stick around here till 11:30, 12, and then even after a live stream, because there's stocks moving late and we're missing it. So even after hours, or let's say power hour, between 3 and 4, I'll be here. And I think I'll go live this week in the Discord at that time. Just hang out there, see if we get something. When I said I was going to increase size, I thought the stock in that area, this was like earlier, I thought the stock in that area was going to start moving aggressively. And I bought maybe like 52. I sold 45. And then it was like, it retested the lows a couple times. That third time I wasn't confident enough to buy. It'll have to get over 70 for me to be interested here, which is the high of the bear flag right now. High of 70, low of 33. This could curl back up, but I just want to be careful in case it's on the backside, because I don't know for sure yet. So just want to proceed with caution. Some smaller size. I sized down to 1500 on my base position versus 2500 base. I had max 6K, max now 5K, but I wouldn't be using 5K anywhere here. This will have to get over 70 first. Mike on YouTube, Mike, that is the recommendation here in this community, is to use small share size or the simulator until you can prove consistency, for at least 3-4 months. And I guess this is a good time to go over the disclaimer now that I'm not looking at anything here to trade. Yeah, day trading, if you did not know, is risky business. And a lot of traders are struggling. A lot of people do lose. So the responsible thing to do as you're learning is to take it slow and ensure that your tuition to the market is on the lower side of things. Meaning you utilize small share size or you use the simulator. Practice. And then look for improvements once you can get the consistency. And then it makes sense to use real money and then increase your risk over time. I watched 57 here. It's early, but I'd watch it here to see how it kind of does around that area, 60. But yeah, continuing, remember the live streams here are never a reason to try to copy trade. In fact, if you just watch on closely, you'll see how quickly I'm in and out of trades within seconds. This is not the type of style of trading. Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? Copy trading in general is never good. But there are certain strategies where people are swing trading stocks over the course of weeks, where there's like the time is on their side. So you can say, okay, yeah, based off of what I'm seeing here, I do my own research. I think this could make sense. It's something I could look into doing. This type of style, it's impossible to say, hey, Relentless is looking to buy here. So you do that, you're losing money. VSTE also looks decent over 990, perhaps. Need to size down there as well. It's at 84, but I can't change my shirt size. There's 97. Come on. What the hell is going on with the fills? It's always something, man. There's 1014. Oh my gosh, this stock is risky. I need to size down. 500 shares now. There's 16. It seems to be holding up for now. 17. But it seems like it can drop a lot very quickly. There's 57 on the other stock, by the way. I'm missing it. Not sure how it's gonna do there, but 77. Yeah, coming back to CXAI right here. I like the higher lows we've been getting, but can we hold up above 55, 57 area here? There's 64. Okay, that's a start. I'm gonna give it a shot. Perhaps not. Back down a bit. But again, if we can hold up like 55 though, you know, we'll see. It's trying. So we had 58 right there. It looks like it might pull it off. We'll see. We gotta give it a couple minutes. If I get it the entry I want, I'll buy and hold it a little longer. But it all depends on how it plays out here. 75. Can we continue? 80. This is what makes it tricky for me. It's like in an area like this, there's so much green and red coming in at the same time that it's no clear indicator. And there's a 10,000 share bid. It's going to get to 80. 498 was the high. So right here, we're already back in business, close to high of day. See, if I would have gotten 55, I would have just held this, selling like right here, taking this. But opportunity will cost as I'm watching the other stock. Could have still held 60 with a stop at 65. I think I was in 62. Could have held it there, but we'll see. So 80 was the high right there. VSTE sold off. Fills are atrocious. It's slow and laggy compared to other stocks at this price with this level of liquidity. That was on me. I did add early there 61. I expect this to hold up. If this fails, this is going to be miserable. I'd expect this to hold. I should have waited to add. I could have had the add exactly 57. This is a great dip, by the way. Once I saw 61 kind of holding, I thought that would have been the bottom, but that was okay. Jeez, like I could have traded this stock better. Somebody's gonna market in there a couple shares. I could have traded this stock better here. It's like I'm a little sloppy. This weekend I was out of the zone, you know? Like I wasn't able to watch Marcelo's Q&A. Good fill. Can we see 68 and a move back to 70? There's 65. KB. KB, brother. There's 68. And a move back to 70. That is ideal. Ideal pullback. And I'd want to see this continue. There's a lot of volume here. If I see 78 again, I'll be back in. Can it keep going? Oh, yes, it will. I'm gonna size. This is it. Can we get 5? Can we get 5? 95. Come on, come on. It had everything to go to like 550 right there. What's up? I'm using size too, because That volume was up. Buying was coming in. The tape started flying at like 76. I want to be careful of dips, but I'm still trying for the breakout. Oh, that sucks, man. It might fail here. Son of a gun. 50. This thing will make you go crazy. Like why is it rejecting in such a good area? I'm in at 98, selling at 510, and in the moment of me hitting the sell button, I'm seeing 480. Come on. It didn't sell off all the way. It's still holding above 55, but this doesn't look good. It might get back up there, but this is not great. I'm gonna come down to 1500. I can't imagine being late, getting the fill up at 510, and then having to sell at 80. If I was late, that's what would have happened to me. So March back up here. It just needs to March 65, 70, 75. It didn't sell all the way off, so what is it going to do? Is it going to give us some sort of bounce here? 66. I'll just take the couple cents. And of course, as I do that, then it goes. Just classic. And that's how you can get frustrated trading, even with a winning trade. Of course, in this realm where I'm at right now, frustration doesn't exist. It's a matter of staying calm and looking for the next best trade. 'Note that anytime I'm in and I'm not getting the move up that I want, I'm back out. Not waiting to see anything. It needs to go. I was late. 66. Can we get over 75? We will. It might try again here. You guys gonna have to pay attention to the screen and not my face. For those of you watching on YouTube. Here's the push to 90 after chopping me out. If this gets over the highs, it's gonna be interesting because so many people have to be short. There has to be a lot of short sellers by now. They don't want to cover. They're not covering. It needs to get to 520, 530 or something. I'm going to keep trying. Good, good. This is it. This has to be it. If this doesn't work, then nothing will. Come on. Take me to the moon here. It should be flying. It should be flying here. I try again with size. 25, 30. Come on. Where's this big move that we know should happen? 23. Like, what is this, man? This is a mockery. It might flush down if it doesn't go. Okay. It's late, but can we go? Can we explode here? It still hasn't done anything crazy in terms of jumping 50 cents. Because remember that flush came, we dropped like 50 cents. The high is at 38. I want to be careful of a pullback here, potentially. What's it going to be? It might have resistance to the highs here. I don't think the short sellers are out yet. It seems like the big ones are still holding and maybe even adding. It's supposed to be violent when it goes. Like they're still holding, I think. So I'm gonna keep trying. This could be high, but kind of giving it a shot. I'm prepared to take losses if it goes lower. We'll see. Sometimes I do want to hold a little longer, but then it's like if I do that and then it results into that losing trade and I deviate from the strategy, I become furious. So I'd rather not do that. But we are gonna get 27, 28 here, which is good. 30. They're gonna have to cover at some point. The halt up is at 611. They need to be afraid here. If I was a short seller down at 5 and already in the red here, I would have been afraid. In fact, I would have covered. I wouldn't have been in this situation at all. When we had that big red candle, their feet was on the desk, smoking cigars. Now can we see? It's a weird fluctuation right there in the bid and the ask price. I saw 37, but nothing. Yeah, right now they have to be at least worried or panicking. There's no way somebody's gonna have their stop all the way at like $6. Like you have to be like Mad Max. Come on, take us where we and back to 30. Take us to the moon. I'm gonna try again. The fills are so wacky. There's volume, but then there's nothing. We're at 31. Back down again. Scratch trade. We could always still see a bigger pullback, so I want to be careful of that. It's better not collapse here, man. I tell you, it's not going to be good for me because I got well, no, 1500. Okay, that's not bad. Thought I had 2500. The moment the tape starts to fly, though, best believe I'm back in, or even if it break down and reclaim of this area. So far, it seems to be holding up, but what's it going to be? I want to see a more dramatic and decisive move here, whether it's up or down. I don't like this, like, you know, slow moving stuff here. It's starting to feel grindy. Okay, there's a bid, 10,000. I'll take 18. Can we see something out of this? 25, 30. There's 15, and that's a loss. So, being patient, waiting. That was an accident. I didn't mean to buy again. Wow, that's ridiculous. That was the low there, 93. Not bad. You got to be careful, man. So sometimes you can make some mistakes here. If I didn't make that mistake, I would have bought back at like 95. So that's not good. Gonna miss a trade there. So I've kind of missed this dip now. Yep. Sloppy. Sloppy but understandable. You know, I haven't been able to connect with share size in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm still kind of waiting patiently. And even on this stock right now, like if this is to give something incredible, it just really takes 1 or 2 trades, you know. Like if we get a sequence, like a full 3, 4 trades and a sweet move from the lows, then it's like we'll blink and look back, we're up like 6 grand, you know. Can we make $1 a share with 5, 6 thousand shares? It's possible, but you know, it depends on if we can capture something really good, if the stock can give the moves where I expected. How many orders have I put out? Quick look. Kind of a lot. 230. 390 is the max, so we still have some room to go. But we're probably coming into the final third of this stock, unless it's going to be a great stock and we don't know that yet. It's still possible that this could trend all morning to $10, $12. Who knows? But probability might say we're coming in our last quarter here. So we went from 490 back up to 520. It was a good dip. I did miss it. So we'll see if I'm able to get any sort of entries on the way back up. If it continues, Do we want to retest the lows, or is this good enough? Typically, I actually don't like to see a retest of the lows. I don't like to see it at all, actually. It's like right here, I'll take my couple cents, right? What's that, 6 cents? It's not a huge trade, but 6 cents, 2,000 shares, it adds up. $100, right? That's my mindset when I'm here. Can I buy an area that I think looks attractive, and it looks like it's retesting the lows? How low is it gonna go? 98. Only 98 right there. It's gonna take 04 area. Can we see 8, 10? Cutting it. There's a lot of selling on the tape. Waiting. There's 97, 96, 95. Have we bottom 95? I'll try. If there's a hidden seller at 5. I don't think it's a huge. Let me size on it. I don't think it's a huge seller though. Trying one more time, a little lower. Can we get over Can we get over 5? I think I said 95. I meant to say 5. This is where we don't want to see it teleport down. A lot of selling. 88. So I gotta zoom out. It's not a 1-minute pullback, that's for sure. It's more like a 5-minute dip. Bigger pullback over the longer time frame. I mean, it's still the volume here is low. I think it still looks good. But where's the bottom gonna be? We had 82 right there. The selling volume is low, and we're 3 minutes into the candle. Or let's say 2 minutes 30 seconds. And that low is 82. Okay. I might take the 5-minute setup here and look to hold for 5-10 minutes if I can get a good entry. I might put a stop in place that I'm comfortable with. Well, not might, I will if I get the trade. And then I'm gonna see what it does. But watching here. Still want to be careful of backside. But I do like that the volume is on the lower side here. It's got to be patient. If I don't get the entry, that's always fine. It's 10:28 a.m. here on the East Coast. How are you doing mentally? How are you guys feeling here as we're at the 1 hour mark? I did try to go long at 88, no fill. I could have marketed in for 90, but we'll see if it continues to curl here or if it pulls back along the way. So I'm not in for that trade. Some of you guys will be heading out. If you are, stay safe, stay green. Hopefully you did well. Hopefully you were able to follow your rules. If I'm in at 88 right here, I don't care about selling. I'm still holding to see, because I'd expect this to go back to like 520. That's if I'm taking the 5-minute setup. Well, sometimes I do sell a third. Like sometimes I'll sell 500 shares out of the 1500 block, just so if it comes back down to 88, at least I made something. But other than that, I'd be watching because my stop would be in place and I'd just be expecting this thing to push up slowly. We went from 82 to 09, and here's a small red candle. Right here, though, I would not be interested in the stock coming back down to the lows. It's possible, but I wouldn't want it to happen if I'm already in. So just watching to see what it does. Sometimes I ask myself, what is the difference of 1 cent or two, you know? Like instead of looking at for 88 on the bids, why didn't I just take 90 to be in? But it's so strange that over the years I've had that issue where if I don't get the fill that I want, I don't feel comfortable, even if it's just 1 cent. So a lot of these trades, even where I'm looking to scalp, sometimes I don't mind giving it that extra couple seconds. But it's like if I'm looking at 30 entry and I'm in at 35, yeah, we might be at 40 pushing up, but like I just don't feel the same to give it that chance, you know? We haven't really had three red candles or even two for that matter on the 5 minute since the stock started moving. Is that something I want to take into consideration for this potentially being the backside? The volume has been low, which I like, compared to our green volume going up on previous candles on 5 minute chart, but that doesn't always guarantee the move up. But if I see something good, I'll take it though. You know, tight stops. The tight stops always can guarantee low risk. Or let's not say guarantee. Because even then the stock can teleport down and you don't get a chance to be out quickly, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. You got to be careful how you word things on here because you know it's a funny world these days. You got to say I can better manage my risk by keeping a tight stop. If you say guarantee, then that's like an absolute, which is just not the case. In Guyana, in Guyana they say you can't wrong talk. Well, I'll be in over 10 if this looks good here. Watching tight stops as usual, but you know every time it gets up to 8, it's back down to 5. So I don't like that. It's like it's telling me if I'm in at 9 and it doesn't go right away, I'm gonna be out at 2 or 01. Maybe I don't even touch that trade. So I'll probably let it go over 10, and then if it's looking like it's holding up well, then I maybe get involved. Okay. Can we see 20? There's 17, 18, 19. All 19 is good enough. Oh, there's 23. Okay, good. So this is where I start to think that we're back in business, right? I wonder what my fill was. If I lost money right there, that's crazy. It's like a high consolidation here, but I don't know. I'll try. I might try, but seems like there'll be risk, as there always is, of course. There's 26. It's kind of sporadic here. I guess, or let's say volatile, but I'm not seeing any clear indication. But other than hey, we're up. The 5 minute chart does look good. That entry from 488 would have been great. I think the breakout trade here, I might miss it. It could be tricky. We could be double topping. This is gonna be. I've sized down here. I will size back up if we get over 40 though. It's 36 and then back to 27. It's like the breakout here might be pretty tricky. The last thing I want to do is buy 40 and selling 25. Sometimes if I ever add like that into these pullbacks, I want to see an immediate move because there's a lot of risks. Doubling size if we collapse down to like 99. I'm in at 13. It's like 3,000 shares loss is like, a little too much. But I do like that we're basing out here. It's not a bad sign. But the volume is definitely slowed down a little bit. I'm going to keep watching like a hawk. 10. Can we keep holding up this area here? No, there's 8, 3, 2. This could be too aggressive, but giving it a shot. Small size anyways. 12. It's like we got up to 40 just now. It didn't go. But it didn't seem like we had resistance. I could be wrong. But it's almost like nobody was buying. But it still looks healthy, I think, in the bigger picture. Like the 5 minute chart still looks good. But I'd want if we get back to 40 again, I'd want to see it go to the new highs 50, 60, 70, 80. Let's pull away from this 520, 5, like this is old news now. We need to get this 560 and like those levels. 70, 80. Can we get break of 6? The low is 01. That red candle there. We're bouncing up a little bit. I've made it part of my routine to drink a bottle of water throughout this morning session. It's been going well these last couple of weeks. Staying hydrated. Are we on to something here? Can we see 28, 29? Green at 24, nothing. Still got maybe some small hidden sellers scattered throughout. This stock is pretty promising. I mean, it's been great to this point. It's up 100% now. But I still think we can see something more and something better that we haven't seen yet. You know, am I delusional? I don't think so. I've seen this type of stock, before. But it comes down to us being in the right situation and, it working out and getting those short sellers to perhaps cover over the highs. But I do want to always, be a realist at the same time. And despite that being the expectation, I still want to be reactive. If that never happens, I don't want to be delusional at that point, searching for something that's not there or not coming. So I'm still, even though I think that that's a possibility, I still want to, just keep watching, see what I get, see what this thing does. Like, I don't love this entry here. Yeah, it's, kind of a scratch trade. I want to see the 5-minute candle make this new high, but we need to be strong in these areas coming up. That will, of course, be at 40, which is high of day. The low was 5. We did have support at 10 at one point, but just watching here. 13 right there. By the way, I got my message from Thinkorswim. My account is going to be transitioned on the 10th of May. I think they said that the portal, like the way how we log in and stuff, we'll have to do it through Charles Schwab like website. Thinkorswim, I believe, will be transferred over 3 days after. So I'll have 3 days where I don't have access to this platform. So I think I'll just trade on E-Trade in that point, in that time frame. I do have an E-Trade account that's ready. Maybe some Guardian trades as well, whatever works, whatever makes sense. And I'll size down in that time. I'm not going to be aggressive. If the markets are slow, I'm probably not even going to trade. I just turn on the live stream and do some commentary, and that's it. Let's see how this does here. This should be interesting. Is this it? Is it finally ready? Or just another bluff? For those of you who are not actively trading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Support the channel. Consider subscribing. I'm live like this every day, around 9:15 a.m. every weekday, Monday to Friday. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the market and I. Real account over PDT. And every day we come on here, we do our thing. Some people do call me a pastor because, you know, usually after the trading is done, I start like quote unquote preaching, just talking about trading and stuff. But just a heads up in case anybody's new, they're kind of wondering why the heck that's the thing. But the Discord started that, and it seems like it's here forever now. CXAI is the company we're watching at right now. What is it gonna be? So choppy, but it might give a move, and you know, we'll see. 33 back to 28, 32, 29 on the bids, 26 on the bids, 24. You know, it's the thing with the breakout. It's like, how many times do I want to be buying in this area for this move over 40? Because I can keep doing it and then I'll keep losing because it's not ready. Sometimes I just let it go. Even if I know it can go from 40 to 80 in like 1 second, sometimes trying to get the breakout on every single move up just doesn't make sense. Because even if I capture it, I've lost 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. When the move happens, and like this, you know, you get another loss, you don't make anything. Starting to think I'm going to have to let it go. Maybe one more attempt. 35. Oh. I'll try one more time. 38. 37. Just more losses. So yeah, I'll just let this go. I mean, if it gives a big move, then oh well. The only way I get back in now is if there's like a huge buyer of a bid, like 100,000 size or something. And what these stocks tend to do, you know, like right here where I say I'm done, this is where it's gonna go. That's what they do. That's what it does to you to try to make you get frustrated. So even if this flies up here, it's like I already know that this is just part of the business, you know. And that's me being sarcastic. That's not actually true, but you know, it can feel like that at times. There's 40. Back to 32. So I would have lost again right there. Okay. Brother. Okay, it's holding 20. It's holding 20. I try again. I want to see 40 out of this. Oh, okay. Never mind. Not quite going. It's nonsensical stock, man. Which is why I also said I don't want to be delusional, hoping for that huge move, you know? Sometimes, even when you think it should happen, it doesn't, it never comes. And then you're searching for something that's not there, and then you're just chasing ghosts. And it's, instead of like accepting what's happening. And then, you know, it didn't sell off, but it's like, come on, man, come on. .33 of a cent. Come on. I think this is definitely one to keep an eye on throughout the day, though, because you know sometimes this what happens. It's like all morning long, it's a slow grind like this, and then you come back at 4 o'clock and the stock did something like that, right? Where it's like almost seems like it went straight up, and it's like, why did I leave? So here we are, 35 again. What's it gonna be this time? There's 40. I'm gonna try 35. I got a high fill. Got a high fill waiting. Only 1,500 size for me. See, on that false breakout, so I expected the dip. I expected the bounce immediately, but it's going to be gradual. Do not fail me. Do not collapse. Do not collapse. Okay, I'm going to get scratch trade there. It needs to hold up. It needs to hold up 40. We must hold above 40 here. So far, so good. Once we hold above 40, I'd expect 65.70. Might come back down a little bit, waiting. 53, well, 50, okay, okay. Come on, 65.70. $54, 55. Of course, I got the ask fill right there. Yeah, I'd be surprised. There are a few sellers at 60, some of them getting bought up, but still here. I had resistance at 62, I can't forget, right? Well, so far so good. The stock is pretty bullish right here, but let's see how it does. Okay, that's going to be a good bounce. The high was 64. As long as this holds above 40, I don't care. It just has to hold above 40 and not, we don't need to see 20 again, even if it's slow grind. Can we just hold up the key resistance that we just had? It's holding pretty high too, 49. Scratch trade there. High 30s I wouldn't mind either, but like I don't want to see like low 30s or like high 20s, for definitely not high 20s if it's to like dip back down. We got to keep this level and maintain and then keep going. And I wonder if this is a higher float stock too. Like I wonder if the float has increased since back in the days, because that will definitely impact and affect how fast it can go up. We haven't had any candles close above 60 yet. This is where it needs to prove its strength right here. Show us what you're made of, the XAI. Talk to us nicely. Show us 50, 55 out of this. And all you do, don't take me to the depths, because then that's just not good business. There's a small seller here, but yeah, we bought up those shares, so that's good. Still watching, still waiting. $34. I could have sold and bought back lower, but kind of giving it a chance. What am I, 42? I gotta be careful. Because if this collapses, then I'll take a massive loss. right, let's see. Let's see if we can re-average. Hopefully I'm not selling too soon. If I am, then that's okay. Still got to try to keep it tight. Because sometimes we might just get high 20s here, which I didn't want to see, but... And that was a bit of like a topping wick too. Just got to be careful of that 5 minute. 33. Come on. Where are those bulls? High 30s, mid 30s, even low 30s. Okay, didn't want to see it, but all right. I just don't want to see like 25, to be honest. Like 25 is us going to the depths. KB. So I always say KB whenever there's like a bullish move that could potentially happen. KB is one of the YouTube viewers. Before KB, 2.5 years ago, there was a JG. But JG seemed to have left trading. So KB took over. Hopefully KB is here to stay forever. So that's a good push, right? That's a good push. 54 fill. Wow. Now that's not good business. Take a loss there. 48. Is this it? Is this where we got to move through 65? I started off the sequence with a great trade, but can I get another trade here in the middle and then at the highs as well? $50, $54 on the ask. This could be too aggressive, and it is. Got to avoid those losses. They're nonsense. This is a better entry here. Can we get a bounce back over 50? Couple cents. I didn't take my Mucinex today. I forgot. I think somebody else recommended something else. Today I'm finally back into the gym, man. I didn't go Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I usually supposed to go on Friday. And at least Saturday for a walk, but so many things going on over the weekend. Didn't even really get to check in on Discord, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. I usually would respond to DMs on Saturday night. Well, not Saturday night, Sunday night or Sunday afternoon. Saturday I'm usually like off completely, but try to like not get sucked into trading and stuff. Just to have that like balance. But Sunday I usually check back in. Time 11. This is sort of like retesting the lows here. Like, what's it gonna be? So this is high 30s, low 40s. We had a low 33. Cactus raw, brother. Jeez. When did I make that face, dude? That's hilarious. It might come down. I want to see back over 40 quickly here. Can we hold up our key levels? Can we hold up our key levels? I want to see 40. I'm in 31. And I'm cutting it 30. I mentioned I did not want to see like high to mid 20s, and it could still work, but like it's pulling back too much, man. Because why are we not at 70, 80? You know, it's like, what are we still doing in this area here again? Again. Starting to lose interest. But I'll keep watching. It's not over yet. I can still see something, but you gotta be patient. We were red 600 on the other stocks, or green 1,000. It's all 1,300 here. 1,300 for the day. Can we get up to 2K? I mean, that would be good. Not the aim, but you know, would be nice. Yeah, that's a good caption for that screenshot. When shorts don't cover at the highs. So the Discord will screenshot my facial reactions and post it in certain key areas. So, you know, you best believe if you're going to do live streaming, you got to be a very comfortable individual. I like it. I think it's good for the community. Got to get in the gym. That's right, Treasure Hunt. Got to get in the gym, man. Could have even done some push-ups in the house, right? So today we're in there, man. We're in there. We're gonna keep the schedule. Missing days, man. It's just never good. It's the same thing with trading. It's like when you miss a day, it's like you're one more day away from achieving that level you would have been at already, right? That's how I look at it. You're one day extra away from being where you should have been and from ultimately potentially achieving my dreams. Rockboard abs, big biceps and triceps, strong legs. You know, not these chicken legs that I have right now. So, gotta stay in the gym, gotta stay consistent. Is RT muted? No, the audio should be good. If not, Big Steve would have definitely given me a call by now. Shout out to Big Steve. By the way, Dash and Steve, you guys gotta send in some pictures, man. I send those two guys some shirts. The merch just went to the depths. We'll do it at some point. I wanted to do it for December of last year, but the company I was partnered with, they weren't willing to make any changes, and ultimately, like the items that I got, I ordered a few items. Like I have this backpack. I can show you guys. I have this backpack right here, right? This thing looks so good. But then, you know, the t-shirt, because the backpack and the hat came first. I said, yes, this is great quality. T-shirt comes a few days later. This is after I'm already talking so high and mighty about how it's going to be ready on XYZ dates, because it could have been ready, right? Everything was done. And what I learned is that I need to do the testing first on everything before I go and say anything, right? So this is the backpack here. I can take some pictures, send it in Discord. Nice RT backpack, man. I know the green screen effect is kind of like messing it up a little bit, but so I ordered this and the bucket hat, that black bucket hat that you guys will see. It's actually right here too. And then the shirt came like 2 days, 3 days later, like a few shirts, and it's like the print quality, like the t-shirts themselves are fine, but the print quality that they use for the backpacks and hat is not the same quality they use for shirts. So I reached out and they're like, yeah, we're not going to change that. That's just how we do it. Oh, I'm like, all right, to the depths you go. The depths, right now. So we'll do it with a different company. We'll do it with a different company at some point. There's no rush. The merch will be out at some point here as the stock is now going fishing. Could I have went short between 40 and 28 to make money going down, perhaps? But I think it would have been difficult to, hold through. But just anything below 30, man, it's like why are we pulling back here after breaking the high? The resistance was at 40. Right? Let's put a trend line here. Let's put this trend line in yellow. Let's just make it stand out a little more. If the resistance is right here, and this thing has steadily been trending up, why in the world are we coming back down here? Even if it does, it needs to revisit the level quickly and be on its way. But just to linger here is just not good. The reason why I said going fishing is because there's a few comments when I put on this hat. People are like, I'm going fishing. So I'm guessing this is like a fishing hat, which I never knew. I just thought it was a hat to just help you with the sun, right? A bucket hat. I love these, man. Uh, you see, this is why the people love to stream, is that I can come on here and just be myself. There's no tricks. If you meet me, like, shout out to Rosario, right? So when we went to the seminar, there's a guy there, his name was Rosario, and he also was a viewer of our channels. In fact, he's in the Discord. And so, we hung out with him, and he can be a good witness to tell you guys that, like, we're all pretty chill. I mean, it's not just me. Tim, Marcelo, Triad, Crispy, everybody's just cool. Just a great group of guys, really. We're gonna be here every day. We're gonna be here every day. Every single day. Good and bad. When I look back at the stock, I think if we did a little bit of a better job on our side in some of those key trades, also when it just comes to the circumstances of things and how they play out, things were slightly better. I think we could have been up maybe double the amount, but we're very grateful for this amount that we are right now, right? This is a great day still, despite starting red 600 on the other stock. I got caught in like a flush trying to buy the dip at 11, yeah, at 11, and then this thing just tanked. Had a good trade to start. It was in at 33, out at 64, in at 76. We got a bad fill out at 80. That was kind of like a scratch trade. Small loss, bigger loss. 95 to 77 is not good. And this was me buying for break of 12. Not a bad attempt. Some days it's just the opposite. Like the stocks are just, instead of weaker, they're stronger. And I'd be selling it like 12.30 for a good trade. But I just got to keep it as tight as I can when it's not working. So I realized it's tricky. So I sized back down. Was small green, went red 180. Sized down to 1,000 shares, in at 11 for the dip, because it dipped down from basically like 1160, I think, or maybe 1150, because it was gradually coming down. Then a bigger flush. I'm in at 11, thinking we should get a bounce. The one indicator that told me not to buy was the spreads. We had 11 by 1120. And if I'd gotten filled on the ask, it would have kind of ruined the trade. So I probably should have avoided it. But I ended up getting a great fill at 06. Think or swim price improvement. This is an example of it here. But I look back 2 seconds later, the stock is at 65, 66 area. And just like that, you lose 40 cents, 400 bucks. If I had big size, if I had 2,500, that's how you start a day down like $1,400. Is that crazy? Is that math right? What's half of 25? 12.5. So that, no, that we would have started down like 900, let's say. Which is, 900 versus 600. I mean, no, it has to be more than 900. What's the math on this? So I had to pull up my calculator because my brain. I should be looking to see if anything else is moving. One sec. Let's see. 2,500 at uh point 4. 1,000. Okay. So let's see. AVTX from Friday, no good. MDIA, cheaper stock, no good. Is there anything on the halt scanners? Let's check out E-Trade, SHIM. There's a few others there we can look at. I don't see any callouts really. SHIM, no volume, no good. BGC. One thing that's helped me over the years is stock selection. You guys will never see me trading any nonsense, I can tell you that. Anything that looks like this, like from the time I pull something up and it looks like this, there's no way. If you guys ever see me trading that, immediately reach out to me and check me, because that would be ludicrous. There needs to be, like, the stocks has to fit the description for something that we can make money on, right? Something that's up a decent percentage. Well, it doesn't have to always be up a decent percentage, right? There are outliers, right? But typically, something up a decent percentage with some sort of, like, news headline or something, right? Leading to that initial volatility. From there, hopefully, tight spreads, limited downside risks, some fair potential to the upside, hopefully. All right, that's what's going to give us that chance to be in with tight stops. And so that's where the spread and the volatility comes in. Like, some stocks are just as volatile to the downside as they are to the upside. And so if there's a 50-50 and we already have 50-50 accuracy, the odds are not in our favor, which, even though the stock could be good in some side, on some sense, doesn't make it's not worth it, right? It's just not enough edge, let's say. So if we can get the volatility to the upside and the limited risk going down, right there we start to look pretty good. From there, coming into more technical analysis, the patterns that we're looking for, that we know and love, right? We trade a lot of famous patterns here in this community, but we hyper scalp, right? As you guys can see, hundreds of trades within one day versus the typical, holding for a few minutes, maybe just 10 trades in a day. Most people, I think 90% of, like, retail traders who are long, that's how they trade. Just a few trades, 10 trades in a day. Because I realize there's so many traders on Twitter, right? I didn't know this at all, because I could have been posting there for years. I thought that platform was just dead. But, that was me being, like, naive and ignorant. But once I started posting there, people see that I take 100 trades in a day, and they are going crazy. Like, that's all the comments are. Like, wait, what? There's people that take more than 5, 10, 15 trades. It's always a big shock. So when it comes to these patterns, we'll trade the bull flag, but we'll be in them many times. High, low, sometimes in between. And ultimately, can we make a couple of cents? Can we walk away with a couple of cents? We'll have losing trades, but can we end net green? can we end net green? And for me, I like to use big share size in high probability areas. You know, I will say that some areas I think we can see more resolution than others, right? So I'm not as comfortable using the huge size everywhere. But in key areas, especially when it comes to breakout trades, that's where I'm most comfortable, where I think the short sellers should be covering and we should be getting a nice move up. That's where I start to feel very good about, going for it. And these small winners, they can add up, right? 10 cents here, 5 cents there. Every now and again, we'll get a bigger trade, 20, 30, 50 cents. And, can we make more than we lose? We do look for that, risk to reward of at least 2, 3 to 1. Hey, if I'm going to look to make 20 cents, I don't want to be risking more than 10 cents. And the way how I'm doing it with these tight stops, it's like, can I make that 10 cents and not even lose 2 cents? But, the market always has a say, and the stock can teleport down like I did earlier, and I lose 40 cents. Was I looking to lose that amount? No, my risk was like 10 cents there if I could help it. But the bids just collapsed, and my rule is that even when things are terrible like that, to always sell. Because if not, you get into hoping, and it's like, I'm gonna buy more. Can this thing bounce up for me? So that to me, if I ever get too attached to the stock like that, it's just not in my best interest. I find that it's better to cut it, take that loss, observe it, and just keep moving forward. Because chances are not every stock is going to be dropping down, crazily like that. And by the way, this was a good dip and rip. Some people might have caught this if they're still trading. 7% move is pretty impressive. From 90 up to 24. This is like a pretty solid move here. And this is the retest of that previous low that we had. I think we had 90 for a low earlier at one point. 93 back here. You have to still be trading to capture this kind of thing, but yeah, not bad. Also for those of you who might be interested, red to green, man. Red to green. I'm moving over to Schwab on the 10th of May. Red to green. It's good to see you, man. Long time no see. I was just talking to Marcelo a few weeks ago. I'm like, I wonder if this guy is back in the office and is maybe not able to trade. Because I know you love to trade, but some people do work at the same time. Hopefully everything is going well for you, man, and you're doing good and making progress. We'd love to see you in the Discord, if you if you're willing to come back, but it's up to you, of course. To be over PDT, yes, you have to be over 25,000. Uh, in order to get rid of PDT rule, how much do you need to be invested in your account? Yeah, I think if it closes below 25K, that's where you kind of get the message on your account like, hey, like fund it, or else by the end of the day. But if you fund, even if you end like a couple dollars below and you fund it, you should be good again the next day. But typically it's good to put in something over that amount. Let's say maybe 26 or 26.5. That way you have like some cushion, even if your first day is a losing day or something. Um, but don't forget, if you're a newer trader, it's better to use a small amount of cash or the simulator. If you do use the 25K account to practice, you have to note to yourself that you're only using that 25K as a placeholder, but you're still using small size. 5 shares, 10 shares, 50 shares, whatever it might be that you're comfortable with. And that you're never gonna say on a hot day, hey, you know what? This is a hot day. I'm 1 month in. I've been doing well. Time to go big size. Do not, if you have the 25K account, you have to have that discipline to never touch that money to like go aggressive, because if it doesn't go, I mean, it's just not good to do. Even if it goes well, it's not a good thing because then you might try it again, and then it's like you get rewarded for something you weren't supposed to do, and then the next time it gets you. So it just altogether, you got to know, all right, sticking to the process, gonna learn this style of trading, and then when the time is right, I'll cite. And this stock has come up so much. I mean, probably should start watching it again. This is pretty impressive. But yeah, we're at the green. We gotta talk, man. You gotta join in the Discord one of these days, and let's have jump on a call. Pretty sure the team would love to know how you're doing. Still alive? Yacht got repoed. The car repos are crazy though. I've been seeing some videos of that stuff. Only about 7K cash. Have other long-term holding. So it's just a balance over PDT. Yeah, and that's a good way to do it, right? That's a good way to do it. Skull, yeah, I got the chicken legs, man. I my metabolism is crazy too. Like I've been eating very aggressively, pretty lean and clean for the most part. Started even doing some. I just started doing protein powder, and it's just so hard to gain weight. It's like ridiculous. It's a good thing for some people, and for others, if you're trying to, because I'm trying to get up to like, if I can get up to like 160, like 168, 165 area to walk around, I think that'd be pretty good. Mobile, what's up? Good to see you. MB, name is now MB. Yeah, this is a pretty frustrating stock, but ultimately we got to stay cool, calm, and collected. A good platform to trade on a demo account. I'd say DAS. Although, if you do plan to come over to a broker like Thinkorswim, or let's say Schwab, TD Ameritrade/Schwab, you'll have the price improvement here. But with the DAS trading simulator, you'll have to use limit orders. But if you can do well with limit orders, I think you'll be able to be even better, perhaps. Not guaranteed, but perhaps, because sometimes the market orders can allow for a quick fill if the spreads are tight, naturally, versus a market order. And of course, we're giving up for a worse price, but sometimes a 1 cent doesn't matter if we're going to jump 10 cents, 20 cents. But sometimes, like, I mean, even today, sometimes my limit orders, they don't get filled, right? But the key thing is, though, regardless of the fills or not, like, you can track all this data, areas where you probably should have been in or could have been in and didn't, and still know where you are as a trader over a few months of practicing in the sim. And once you are where you need to be and you're consistently seeing good trades and good days, at that point is where you can transition. But the main thing to keep in mind is to not put pressure on yourself mentally, like artificial pressure. There is no difference trading in a simulator and trading live when it comes to the fundamentals of what you're looking for. People will say otherwise and disagree with me, and I totally understand why. I mean, I get it. But once you detach yourself from the monetary side of it and you get into the mindset of process over profits, you be you become one with the patterns, with the candlesticks, and the money essentially just follows. Okay. I'm looking to buy this area because it's making sense for support. Buyers are coming in. We've had a very obvious level here, rather than, some sort of emotional trade, right? It's like, if you're doing that in a simulator and you're doing that in a live account, it should translate very well. But, if you get into your own head that, man, I'm using real money now, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, you start to like, it becomes easy for you to get tilted. And that's pretty hard to do. I'm not going to say it's easy, it's not. But you have to be into the right mindset. So the transition is seamless. And you have to program your mind too, right? The mind is pretty powerful. One good trick that Marcelo had used, when he's using the 10 shares in the sim, he's adding the extra zeros behind it. So in actuality, it's as if he's using 1,000 shares. 3 months in the simulator doing that. Well, he was in the simulator for much longer, but once he finally started to figure it out, 3 months of doing that, then 2 or 3 months in a live account of doing the same thing. And then month number 3, 4, like, okay, I can actually go up to 1,000 shares. I've been doing it. Let's just continue to do it. And the next day, nice gain. And it's since then, it's already been like 2 years, right? Or 3 years, whatever. The time is going fast. Um, is it is it vital to track stats in a platform like TraderView, or just review film? And by the way, we got to keep an eye on this thing because it's coming back to 40, which was the key area before. It's a good move. Good move overall here. You definitely need to screen record and watch over your recordings. What trader that's I think that's more important for sure, because I don't look at my TraderView stats every day. In fact, it's really, I use it when I'm like struggling, and if I'm watching film and I'm quite not pinpointing everything, and like I want to see maybe extra data that could support what I'm doing. I'll look. But it's definitely useful though, right? Don't get me wrong, it's pretty useful. There's a lot of information there that could potentially assist you. But is it necessary? Maybe not. But it's good to have it though, if you can afford it, right? Or maybe even if you have to do it just once every few months or something like that. I believe there is a free version under a certain amount of trades. If you're not trading a ton like us, you could potentially utilize. I am watching at this thing here. It's proven itself. I mean, it's curled all the way back up. Maybe I should have been involved already. I need to stop the recording and start another one. Let's see. It's gonna get too long. And we're already over 2 hours. Not good. See, another thing is too, when it comes to trading, is that the best thing for someone who's looking to improve and adjust is actually being able to identify a mistake. If you're identifying a mistake, then that's where you have to challenge yourself to make a change. Because if we keep doing the same thing over, that's the definition of insanity, right? Expecting a different result. So whatever this mistake is that you're having, right, Mike, you got to find ways to implement a change. Is it something that needs to be eradicated? Is it something that needs to be adjusted? Do you need to put safety measures in place? And when it comes to trading, especially if you're not in like a community like ours, right? You know, you are your own boss here, right? Regardless of if you're in a community like ours or not, you are your own boss. But with like MMU and the Discord and just the YouTube's channel in general, sometimes people will kind of buddy up and give each other that feedback, right? That recommendation, and maybe it can help sometimes, right? But ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is that if you are your own boss here, which you are, you have to figure it out, right? And that's not to scare you, but it's just to say that it is up to you, right? Because you're seeing what this issue is. Like, picture yourself in a different environment, right? If you're head of operations at a, let's say a warehouse, maybe you're the CEO of a company in an office building somewhere, and your team is running into this issue. You have to brainstorm ways to make a change so that you can be more efficient. And the quicker you do that, the better it'll be. We're getting a small drop off here, 10-cent drop. The quicker you make this change, the more efficient you will be, right? So you have to figure something out. What is this? First, you say, okay, what is the issue that I'm seeing over and over? How can I prevent this issue? How can I make a change? What do I need to adjust? What do I need to eliminate? What safe switches do I need to put in place to prevent me from getting to this point, depending on what the issue is, right? And then from there, you have to be disciplined to then stick to that plan, because ultimately that's what's going to be in your best interest, right? That's what's going to be best for the company, for the facility, for yourself. And so a lot of trading is being able to quickly make a change once you recognize something is wrong. Once you get past this obstacle, you become more refined, which leads to more consistency. And then you're one step closer to where you need to be, or maybe you are where you need to be after that, right? And for motivation's sake, I like to say, we have to ask ourselves. We look in the mirror and ask ourselves, who are you, and what are you made of? And if you know that deep down you're a fighter, and that you are capable, and that you can be just as good, and if not better, and you have what it takes to win, then get it done. You know, if you're someone, when you look into the mirror and you have the doubts, you're afraid, you're not sure, you know, you're not having that winner's mindset, you're not digging deep to say that I can rise up and make this change, then it might not be the place to be, you know? And that's not to say that you can't be great somewhere else doing something else, but that's what this requires in terms of being your own boss. Trading is a business. We should treat it as such. And so there are some tough decisions that need to be made and things that need to be changed. And something that I encourage all of us to do from time to time is to look at yourself from a third person's point of view. And you say, as the owner of this company, Mike's Trading, as the owner of Mike's Trading, do I deserve to be the chairman here? Has the work that I've been putting out, equivalent to that of a high performing boss, leader, CEO? And if the answer is no, then you have to make that adjustment and make those changes. And this is not just for Mike, but everybody here, right? Like, are we performing up to par for what this job description requires? Do I need to be voted out? All these questions. And it's not to say that, we can't improve, because we can, and we can fill the shoes to be able to do the job. But we have to be proactive with those changes. And this is why they're calling me the pastor, because of all this, like, talking like this, Don't worry, I'm still watching this stock, but I did say I was going to stick around longer. I'll probably take a break at some point, though. 11:35 a.m. Still fairly early. Stock is in a pretty healthy position, especially if over the next 15-20 minutes we start to get closer to 50 and 60 again. I definitely think it's worth keeping an eye on. I can reduce my share size and, kind of start fresh in a sense. Like, what can we do out of this if it gets back up there? Despite going to Rutgers, I never really got involved into like any of the sports and stuff. I can't even tell you what the names are for the teams, man. That's how bad it is. Rutgers University. Stock is doing all right, man. It's slow, but slow grind. But it's kind of doing its thing. Rutgers has a good business school though. That's their business school is not bad. 48. Look, this thing's moving. Decent fill. It's not quite ready. Small loss. Once we start to pull away again, I would love to see us starting to hold up above 40. Right here, we'll see if it does it, but my rule is when I get a high fill, I should be selling immediately. So I gotta be careful. Aiming for 42 right there. The ask opened up a little bit to 45. Just waiting patiently for some high volume over 50. See if this thing gets going for a retest. Because high days at 64, which is like right there. So this is not far away. I don't want to underestimate it here and fall asleep. It can go in a flash. Is this it? I'll try again. Come on. Come on. Not a great fill. And it's back down a bit. Don't worry. The days are coming where these stocks like this are going to just rip right through. Seeing some adversity, seeing some headwind at the highs. I don't want us to be double topping those. I still want it to go despite being a little choppy there. Still want to see this push right through 60. It's trying again. KB. Come on, KB. Where are those bulls? As long as it doesn't like do a bad rejection, you know? There's 68, 71. Uh, not good, not good. Tried to size up there, not quite connecting. But this is decent though, or, you know, pulling away somewhat. Quite the stock. It has such high potential, but you know, you'd expect like quicker breakouts. It's been this slow grind. So I gotta not be too aggressive here at the high. And that size trade was just too aggressive too soon. Like I needed to just give it a second more, and I'd have got like 62, which would have been great, right over the resistance. But I would have only got like 70. I mean, but with 5,000 shares, it's still a decent gain, still, you know, 8 cents, 9 cents. You can't argue with that. But if we can be in like at 62, selling at like 85, that's where it really gets pretty good, very quick. High right now 75. Love the current. I love the last candle 63. Right now, I do not want to see 40 under any circumstances. Like we don't need another big red candle on the 5 right now. Can we get up to like 90, maybe even 6 before we see any sort of pullback? That would be ideal. Still watching the tape too as well inside of my eye in case it picks up with a lot of speed, potentially indicating maybe a bigger buyer coming in or something. I'm early, of course. I've been early all day long. I know where I should be buying, but I'm still buying early. It's not great. Gotta always smile. Just let out that frustration right away and not let it become anything. 60 by 78. Gotta have that cool temperament, man. Always staying cool, even when, you know, you make some mistakes. The halt up is at 675. 675 for the halt up. So the halt levels are pretty wide, which is good when it comes to giving us that range. I'm getting distracted here. Gotta stay locked in. Falling asleep, daydreaming at the wheel. Unacceptable. Look at the fills and how they're lagging, man. Come on. Definitely a little discouraging when it comes to putting out size. How to make sure I don't lose money as this thing is going up. And so I think I've given up on it being a stock that could jump 40, 50, 60 cents at a time. Or maybe even, let's say, 20, 30 cents. But, we'll stay reactive. That's all I'll say. We'll stay reactive. And I'm hoping for something, man, sooner than later. Come on. Over 85. Over 85. AISP. I hope I didn't miss that. Let me see. Doesn't look all that. You gotta make sure with opportunity costing here. CXAI still the number one stock, I believe. Just gotta stay ready. Can we continue here? Such a tough one. Let's size down 85. I gotta ensure longevity here. There's 93. I want to see break of 6 in good fashion. Come on, what are we made of here? Can't we see this thing pull away and extend? Get into that supernova territory. If we can see a smooth move, we can double or triple our gains here pretty quickly. things seems to be picking up a little bit, but still not getting that acceleration to the upside. Same old, same old. $74. Not awful. I'm starting to wonder if it's worth it. Like, is it a good place to maybe just walk, take what we have, come back later? We're not really making progress here. Awful, Phil. Oh, just awful. Oh, fool. This lighting, I tell you. Settings. I'm starting to wonder if I should walk away. It's always hard to walk away from something that's somewhat still giving opportunities, but I haven't been making progress, and I really don't know if we can see the extension that I was thinking that we could get. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking break of 615, 620, 630, maybe a pullback, and another big move. But again, that might have just been the market in February. We might not see that right now. Don't want to be delusional. Want to stay in the moment, want to stay reactive. If I'm not making progress and this thing is not giving the opportunities I think we should see, that might just be all the evidence I need to say, hey, that's it. There's 86. I'll watch it for a few more minutes for like just around this $6 level, and like if it gets over and like nothing changes, I think I'll be out of here. Be out like South. The low was 71. If I'd gotten my fill, I probably would have still been in holding. Or I would have sold for like 8, maybe like 6 to 8 cents. Not to get into this mindset, but sometimes when you leave, these stocks do open up. But if 1210 kind of comes and not, break 6 doesn't give anything, even if I leave and then it goes crazy, oh well, I'm out of here. So I'll give it a few more minutes, see what it does at 6. The 6 will be a great level to see if, maybe some bigger buyers come in, maybe some short sellers cover. If not, the writing may be on the wall. Low right there, 75. The writing may be on the wall. The 1 minute candle made the new high. Can we continue here? Brother. Brother. The volume is also like much lower than it was earlier. Something to be mindful of. Moment of truth as it gets closer to 6. Again, this maybe could be one of the last places we can probably see a good hoorah. At least I'm hoping for my sake. $70 turned out to be a decent area. I did try again. I got that slightly higher fill. I think I bought buying for like 73, 74. Got 77. Close to it. Break of 95. Can we see something here? Break of 95. 20,000 share seller 95, 94 area. There's 93. I still have size and everything too, but at this point in the day, I wouldn't want to like lose big, so I got to be careful. Gotta always think about the risk as well. So if we get over this level, we need to hold above 95 area and see a smooth move. There's a lot of green. Come on, come on. 98. And the fills are taking forever. Try again for 6. Small sellers there, 20,000 size. Maybe about, yeah. Trying again. 92, 91. The writing is on the wall. I'm getting ready to shut it down. I'll give it a few more minutes, being that it's here, but not liking what I'm seeing. I want to see something aggressive here over 6, at least 610. 610 minimum. '98, '93 on the bids. I got some small buyers here. Okay. We're seeing some green. Come on, come on. What is it gonna be? Come on, do not fail. That's 605, 610. It has the potential. You know, it has the potential. I'm buying 99. I look again, there's already 05. But that's where we need to continue. 10, 15, 20. Instead, it's instantly back down 98 on the bids. There seems to be sellers here. This is I think that might have to do it. I could keep losing. At wit's end. At wit's end. It's crazy though to know that like this stock has almost everything that a stock just last month would have. And I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's a great move. Like we can't complain still, you know. But yeah, I would have expected like that eruption at some point, at least even if it was once, to then go back down. I still got a couple orders. I'm gonna come down to 700 shares. Kind of getting ready to wind it down. Max size 3K. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm not gonna keep watching it. This it's been a good move though. You know, it's been a good move. Ultimately, you know, it did go from 350 to $6. So all in all, you know, we gotta still give it that respect it deserves. If we include pre-market, of course, pre-market started all the way down here at 245. So you know, it's a good day to take the gains. I got a couple orders remaining before I get to the limit. I could come back later and see, but I think at this point it's proven what it is, which is just a slow grinding stock. Grateful to even be green here. So for those of you going till 4 p.m. and maybe beyond into the after hours, continue to be patient, continue to be diligent. And if this does give a crazy move now that I'm shutting it down, thank me later because you guys know how it is, right? But yeah, check out those links down below for the Discord or the scanning software here that we're using for our watch list every day, as well as for the course, right? There's also a course link down there for those of you who are interested. Being that the stock is still kind of moving, I'm not going to pull everything up, but yeah, you guys can definitely take a look if you are interested here towards the end of the day. But yeah, take care, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. It's been a good one. And we are out like south. Stay safe, stay green. We're going to transition into some different work, getting those emails and DMs and other things taken care of, and all the back end stuff. All right. Stay safe, stay green. Hit that thumbs up too on the way out.